The Manchester United icon has praised the work done by Erik ten Hag since taking over at the club, with the exits of 6 squad players seen as key to the turnaround in fortunes. Erik ten Hag must be doing something right at Manchester United if he's pleased Roy Keane. After years of scowling from various television studios, the occasional smile can now be seen on the face of the former United captain as he watches his old side, with United challenging for a place in the top 4 and still in all 3 cup competitions, including the Carabao Cup final later this month. Keane was a pundit for Sky Sports coverage of the second leg of the semi-final of that competition on Wednesday, when United beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 to complete a 5-0 aggregate victory, and he stated that one of the key elements of United's turnaround has been the exits of what he called energy-sappers around the squad. When the manager came in, United were rock bottom and we had to talk about the recruitment, but what I think was key as well was the 5 or 6 players that left, said the. I'm not knocking all these players, Pogba, Mata, Matic, Jesse Lingard, lads who'd been around and knew they were leaving. They knew they'd be leaving and their contracts were up for most of them, and I think that wasn't helping. There definitely feels around the club a new energy. The new manager has put a few markers down after a bad start to the season, and that momentum and that feel-good factor is back at the club. The energy levels are different. When pressed on whether Cristiano Ronaldo's exit played a part in the change, Keane agreed that his former teammate leaving the club has been beneficial. I think that's helped the manager and the club, he added. No one wanted that to be hanging over the second half of the season, and it should have been dealt with in the summer. That whole Ronaldo situation, he obviously wasn't going to sit on the bench and be happy with it. They've now dealt with it and now it's not hanging over the club anymore. But also the other 5 or 6 lads that left, Cavani another one. Those who were fringe players, coming off the bench, and when they were coming on they weren't bringing anything because they felt they should have been starting. Those subs and fringe players have to come on and be ready, whereas the fringe players last year, you just felt they were energy sappers. So what has happened to those energy sappers at their new clubs, Ronaldo included? Here's how they're getting on. Paul Pogba. After much hype, it's been a nightmare return to Juventus for the Frenchman, who is still to kick a ball for the club since coming back in the summer for a second stint. A knee injury in pre-season meant he missed the World Cup in Qatar, and after he had hoped to return to action when top-level football resumed, he suffered a hip flexor issue shortly prior to Juve's Italian Cup quarter-final against Lazio this week. There is no expected date for his comeback yet, although it is hoped to be later this month. Juan Mata. No one would ever accuse the Spaniard of being a problem influence at United, but his career at the club had seemed to be over long before he did actually walk out the exit door in the summer. Now 34, he trod the well-worn path taken by many an older player and moved to Galatasaray in Turkey, where he's played 12 times a season and bagged himself 3 goals. Mata's teammates in Istanbul include Lucas Torreira, Dries Mertens, Bafetimbi Gomes and Mauro Icardi. Nemanja Matic. Now playing under Jose Mourinho at his third club, Matic has predictably quickly settled into becoming a key player for the Portuguese despite now being at the age of 34. Helped by the slower pace of Serie A, he's featured 27 times for Mourinho's Roma this season as they challenge for a European place, and he's soon set to trigger a new contract offer as he continues to impress in the Italian capital. Jesse Lingard. At one stage it appeared as though Lingard would have his pick of clubs when he left United, largely thanks to his impressive spell on loan at West Ham in the second half of the 2020-21 season. He even returned to the England fold back then, but after his Old Trafford contract ran out last summer he surprised many people by signing a 1-year deal at Nottingham Forest, effectively kick-starting their spending spree. He's scored 2 goals in 17 appearances for the club, but is by no means regular. Edinson Cavani. Having admitted that he should probably have left United when Ronaldo joined, Cavani did eventually jump ship last summer after his disappointing 2021-22, ending up at Valencia. Now playing in his 4th major European league, The Uruguayan has hit an impressive return of 7 goals in 14 games at the age of 35, even if his World Cup did end in fiery fashion. Cristiano Ronaldo. We all know where Ronaldo is, but so far his new life in Saudi Arabia hasn't exactly been plain sailing. It started with an appearance in all-star side that took on Lionel Messi and Paris Saint-Germain, and although Ronaldo bagged a couple of goals, he also got a punch in the face from Keylor Navas for his troubles. Then in his 2 appearances for Al Nassr he's yet to find the net, with his display in last week's Saudi Cup exit prompting criticism from his own manager. Still, at least it's better than the bench, right? Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye.
We've been holding up for the girls for a minute.